Welcome to a new episode of Dialogos Digital. Today we'll explore Predestination, where we'll discuss themes like the perfect circle and identity in spiral.
A film that also invites us to reflect on absolute solitude and time as a cage.
The first thing that strikes you about Predestination is its conceptual audacity. Based on a short story by Robert A. Heinlein of just a few pages, the film constructs a closed universe where every event is necessary for the previous one to occur. There are no alternate timelines, no escape, only a perfect, cold, relentless loop. And at its center, a being who is father, mother, son, daughter, lover, and enemy of themselves.
Exactly. And that structure isn't just narrative, it's existential. The protagonist doesn't choose their fate. They discover it, step by step, like reading a diary they've already written. The scene where Jane falls in love with John, without knowing he is herself, is one of the saddest in cinema. Not because of the twist, but because of its inevitability. Love isn't free. It's programmed by time.
And that's where the second axis comes in, identity in spiral. Sarah Snook portrays with astonishing precision Jane's transformation into John, not as an act of liberation, but as a consequence of the loop. Her body becomes a site of intervention, surgical, social, temporal. The film doesn't debate gender identity from a political standpoint, but from fatality. Can there be authenticity when every choice has already been made by your future self?
That lack of authenticity leads to the third axis, absolute solitude. The protagonist has no one with whom to contrast their existence. There is no other, only an infinite mirror. In philosophy, the face of the other is what pulls us out of egoism and imposes an ethics. But here there is no foreign face. Every gesture of care is, at its core, manipulation disguised as necessity. Even the act of saving the orphan girl is, in reality, saving oneself, to repeat the cycle.
And all of this rests on the fourth axis, time as a cage. Unlike other time travel films, Predestination denies any form of agency. Free will is an illusion for those who haven't seen the end of their story. The agent believes they act freely, but every decision, recruiting Jane, abandoning her, becoming the bomber, is part of a script they themselves wrote by existing. The film suggests that in a deterministic universe, the only freedom is to accept the loop, even if it means living a lie.
Visually, the Spierig Brothers reinforce this feeling with a cold, repetitive, almost theatrical aesthetic. There's no spectacle in the time jumps, just a metal box and a hum. The future isn't shiny, it's gray, functional, hopeless. And the soundtrack, with its circular motives, mimics the tick-tock of a clock that never stops.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Dialogos Digital. We'll meet again in our next analysis, where we'll keep exploring the boundaries between science, consciousness, and cinema.